Hi, and welcome to VerityHearts. It's Vera. Today I'm talking about avocados. Love avocados. I know some people don't. I love them. I love mashing them, spreading them on toast, bit of salt. Perfect. Love it. I also love getting the seeds and putting them in water. I don't know if you can see that. Watching them germinate, and then I put them in pots and watch them grow. And I've got a few in pots at the moment that I'm looking forward to planting out in good soil so they can grow into their magnificence and, their lusciousness and produce all this fruit. I want to see them grow into their fullest potential. But what happens if I don't have access to the perfect growing conditions? I can still plant that avocado seed or the seedling, and that plant will do all it can to grow into its fullest potential, but in less than perfect conditions, it's probably not going to be able to achieve its fullest potential. We're a little bit like that avocado tree. We can find ourselves planted somewhere that, it's less than perfect conditions for us. And as a result, even if we do our very best to grow and thrive, we may not be able to achieve our fullest potential. But unlike the avocado plant that I plant, I don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be stuck. As human beings, we've got the power of choice and decision making. So when we find ourselves in circumstances that are less than perfect, we don't have to stay stuck there. We can actually move. We're not planted in the soil. So many people come from a place of victimhood, of weakness, where, and you'll know it because you'll hear them say, I can't do this, I can't do that. They're in a circumstance, they're in a job they don't like. And you say, well, why don't you change jobs? Oh, I can't change jobs. They're in a miserable relationship. Well, why don't you leave that relationship? Oh, I can't leave that relationship. They've got health issues. I can't change my diet. I can't go vegan. I can't do that. Well, that's all well and good to say that, but that's a really telltale sign of a cop-out, of leaving it to those circumstances to determine our results. What people are really saying is, I'm not willing to. Now, when you use the words I'm not willing to, or I'm not willing to, or I am willing to, that's actually turning things around and putting you into a much more powerful position. Now, I'm not saying you have to change jobs or you have to leave a relationship or you've got to move away from friends or whatever it is. But when you are using words like I can't, well, turn it around and start using the term I'm not willing to. Because what that does is it puts you in a position of power and it puts you in a position of ownership and accountability for the decisions you're making. If you're not willing to make a change to a relationship, that might be absolutely the right thing, but it's coming from a position of power where you're deciding what it is you're willing to do or what you're not willing to do. When you say I can't, it's leaving it up to circumstance. And remember, every decision that you make has a consequence. So yes, you may not be willing to leave your family if you've been planted in a family that perhaps, isn't giving you the best conditions for you to be who you are. But your values of family might be so strong that that is something you are not willing to compromise on. And that's okay. If you are making a decision of I'm not willing to get up early and start exercising, that's okay. But it's coming from a position of owning your decision and owning the results of that decision. Now, Jim Rohn has that saying that says, if you find yourself not happy with where you are in life, and I'm paraphrasing, so if you find yourself somewhere in life that you're not happy, move. You're not a tree. And that's how we are as human beings. If there are things in our lives that we're not happy with, Well, it's up to us to make a decision as to whether to stay in those circumstances or whether it is we want to uproot and move, change those circumstances. But whatever that decision is that we're making, well, it's going to have a consequence. And then it's you deciding, are you willing to continue to have that consequence and those results, or are you unwilling? Are you not willing to do that anymore? You're going to uproot and move and change. I'll catch you next time.